Hello and welcome to the Cove with a brand new series. We're here today with FTL. It's a fun game that I have spent a ridiculous amount of time playing back when it first came out, and I thought it could be a nice little bit of a chiller pace for a series. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and start a new game today, and we're going to see just how far we can travel. So we've got a couple of options, and I think we're going to go with fairly basic loadout for now. We're going to play the Kestrel. It's not a bad ship, it's quite good. The question is, what do we want to play with? So the question is, we have layouts A and B, missiles and some lasers, or do we want to go ahead and have a massive laser boat? That is a good question. So let's see, I think all in all, we might go for the laser option. I think that sounds like a fair bit of fun. A couple of crew members, that should be fairly good. We'll play on normal mode, that should be good. And we will see just what is on offer. Now, there is the Advanced Edition content disabled at the moment. There is quite a fair bit more if you do enable it, but we're just going to go for a basic run right now and enjoy the run. Alright, so the data you carry is vital to the remaining Federation fleet. You need supplies for the journey, so make sure to explore each sector before moving on to the next. But don't get to the exit before the pursuing rebel fleet can catch up. Tips: prioritize your targeting in combat. Weapons and shields are usually the best choice, but if they're fleeing, hit their engines or piloting to prevent escape. Okay, so very good. Here is our crew. We have what it looks like to be 2 humans, an NG I think it is, and a Mantis as well, which is pretty good. There are a couple of bonus abilities for each of these. Humans gather XP a little bit better. Mantises, they gain fighting skills a little bit better, mainly with combat and weapons. And then these NGs give us free power. So as you can see here, they have basically, through being in the presence of our firing room, we get a little bit of free energy. So that's not bad. So let's go ahead and equip all of our basic lasers. Make sure that they're all up and running. We can choose where we fire, we can do all that, but we will see how things go. So let's go ahead and see. Now, let's go ahead and jump on by. I think that's the best idea. So, what have we got? We need to make it all the way over here to the end of the first sector. There's a distress beacon. That could be interesting. No sign of us being chased. So, you know what? I think what we're going to do is we're going to pop up over here, and we're going to try and scout out as much as we can while we're here. Alright, so once you arrive, your screen lights up with warnings. A nearby pirate seems to have advanced hacking tools and have tried to shut down your engines. Your crew manages to keep them barely operational, and you move into attack. Alright, so we can pause things, which is rather nice. That means... Actually, you know what? Just give me a second. Alright, there we go. Just playing around with the settings there. I think the music got a little bit loud, so hopefully that's a little bit better. But either way, we have a couple of weapons. We have to let them charge, and we can target these things. Now, as I said, there was a hacking module, so we do have less evasion at the moment. They're playing around with things, so yeah, let's see. Is everybody where we want them to be? You know what? I've actually made a little bit of a mistake. What we should have is our Mantis working with the weapons. We should have moved him around earlier, but we'll go ahead and do that, and we'll send the NG over here. I think that should be as good as it can be. Yeah, and let's go ahead and let them run across, and we will let our weapons charge. So every time we fire, we'll get a little bit of XP, build up our skills. Oh, and it looks like we're about to get hit or shot at by a laser. Let's go ahead and start with some basics. Let's go ahead and attack their shielding with all of our lasers, except maybe one of them. You know what? Let's go ahead and see if we can disable a couple of weapons of theirs. That could be rather ideal. Make it a little bit harder. So, Yep, solid damage right there. Looks like their lasers cut through our shields, unfortunately. But we have disabled theirs. So that means, yeah, as our fellow tries to repair our weapons, we lose the one furthest from the right backwards. But what we're going to do is to make sure that he goes down, we're going to go ahead, shoot his engines so we can't dodge out of the way, and we'll pop a couple of shots at their own weapons so we can disable that laser. So as they go to red, they're no longer enabled, which is always nice, and we even got a little bit of XP there for fixing things. So you know what, let's go ahead and just finish this battle right about now. We don't really need to, well, prolong this any further. Alright, a nice, easy battle to start. Okay, with the pirate ship destroyed, your ship's system is restored to full functionality. You salvage what you can from the debris. Okay, so we have now got a little bit more fuel, which is always good. That's up here. As we make every jump, we do use up our fuel supply. Then there's missiles, if we have them, and then drones as well. 22 scrap, that is particularly good. That means we can then go ahead and start investing. And we also have 2 other stats here. So we have our evasion. The more power we have set into our engines, the better our dodge chance. And then we also have oxygen. Things like fire and hull breaches will make the oxygen disappear. Now that is one problem that you do need to be careful of. If we do have that happen, and people start to, well, not have any oxygen around, you'll find that, well, we'll basically start suffocating and losing health, which is never a good thing. So since everyone's at full health, let's go ahead and play around with our subsystems, put that into our engines, and I think we'll even go ahead and have a look at some of our, have a look at what our ship can do. So as we go by, some of this scrap, we can go ahead and invest into different parts of our ship. The reactor being a primary way of giving us energy to fulfill all of these little bars as we unlock them. So we can get doors that make it a little bit harder if enemies try to make it onto our ship. Sensors so we can see what's going on with our enemies, as well as autopiloting, which also can be particularly nice. It doesn't give us full evasion of a regular pilot, but again, sometimes our crew can be very important to have. Alright, then we have shields, engines, medbay, oxygen, and weapon control. The more of these that you unlock, the more we can invest into such things. So, you know what? At the moment with 32, I don't think we're going to invest in too much more. I'm fairly happy with where we're at. We can also double check in on our crew, of which we can rename if we come up with names or feel like that. And then we have our weapons and some subsystems as well. But either way, let's go ahead and check in on the map. I think what we'll do is we'll visit the, yeah, we'll go all the way up here, and then I think we'll make our way back down to the distress call. Try and see that we have a fairly safe situation. Alright, so again, it looks like your arrival is greeted by numerous computer alerts. The nearby rebel scout has used a local satellite to deploy a virus to disrupt your shield system. Hopefully it won't cause further problems. Okay, well that is unfortunate. So as you can see, now that we've broken from 1 down to, well, from 2 down to 1, we no longer get our shield. So for every 2 we do gain 1 more, which is particularly nice, but it just is what it is. Alright, so either way, let's go ahead and get a couple of shots on their weapons and their piloting. We'll try and take it out fairly quickly. Yeah, okay, so they can't dodge anymore. They don't have any weapons. Now, it is an automated drone system, so they will definitely be able to get things back, but we'll be fine. There we are. Nice and simple. Alright, so the ship explodes, leaving all useful scrap, fuel, missiles, and scrap. We'll go ahead and chuck a little bit of power into the med bay. We'll need to... Where do we need? We need... Let's send this fellow over here and work on his repair skill. And then... oh, we have fire. Okay, that is not ideal. And we don't have upgraded door systems either. Alright, so you know what? We're going to quickly run and try and salvage the situation. Let's send you... let's send the engine fellow over there too. We need to fight this fire. These guys don't have a whole stack of health, and so we don't want that fire to spread. That's a very bad situation for us if that's the case. Okay. As we can hear, one guy is fairly low on oxygen. Oh, sorry, low on health. Luckily for us, we still have a good oxygen supply, and there's some fire. So, you know what? Let's go ahead and unlock some of these doors and vent this out to space and see if that can deal with the fire for us. In the meantime, let's send these two around to the medbay. We need to get a little bit of healing going on. That should be fairly alright. There we go. And everybody... Actually, no, we'll keep this fellow here for now. Keeping a person in some of these subsystems gives us the ability to basically upgrade them while they're manned. So while he's there, it means that these upgrade. That also makes it a little bit harder for the fire to transfer between compartments. So all in all, not a bad thing for us. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get our people back to where they belong. Realistically, it's probably optimal to have everybody and the oxygen at 100%. But for now, I think we should be fairly good. Yep, there we go. All right. So, 50 scrap. You know what? Let's just go ahead and jump, and we'll check in on the distress. Now, what you can see here is this is basically the baddies who are chasing us. So, we cannot allow them to catch up too quickly. So it's always that push and pull versus how fast we want to travel while still upgrading as much of our ship as possible. Alright, so we arrive at the distress beacon near a small asteroid belt and find a ship with pirate markings partially crushed between two large rocks. It must have been illegally mining the belt without proper equipment. Okay, destroy and loot the ship, they're just pirates, or do we try and dislodge them? You know what? I think we're going to go ahead and try and dislodge things, although... Yeah, we'll see how that goes. And, okay, you fire a few volleys into the rock and it starts to shatter and break apart. Without shields, the pirate ship takes a beating, but eventually pulls free. So thank you for your assistance. Okay, so technically we probably could have made a little bit more scrap if we destroyed them, but at the same time too, it's not the be-all and end-all. So it is what it is. Let's go ahead and jump onto the next section and see where we want to go. So, let's see, what have we got? This could open up a few more options, so could this. You know what, given the fact that this scouts more locations further up that could be a bit more problematic to reach, let's go ahead and zip over there. We have plenty of fuel for now, and there are stores where we can buy more, so it's not the end of the world. Alright, you detect a rebel scout on an attack approach to a small refueling outpost. The weapons are charged, but they're not firing yet. Okay, well, you know what? These are the bad guys, and so let's see. I have oxygen shields, engines, drones as well, and some security systems. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and try and help the people. We are at the end of the day on the people's side, so let's intervene and defend. The rebel responds to your threat. I don't know who you are, but no one defies the rebel fleet. They move in to engage. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get some weapons all up and ready. I think what we'll do is we'll send a couple of shots towards their shields. Make sure they get brought down, and then let's go ahead and take out some of their weapons. I think that's a missile launcher, and that looks like some kind of, it's either a bomb teleporter or a beam of some kind. Yeah, there we are. Okay. Now, the one thing with beams is that they don't do a particularly good job of penetrating shields, so as long as we can keep our shields up and running, we should be fairly safe. But you know what? We need to go ahead and do some damage. So let's make sure that we go ahead and take out... Oh no, we didn't have any good shots on there. That's unfortunate. Alright, taking a little bit of heat, but nothing too severe. Another volley, there we go, taking out the shields. Okay, but it's still orange, so... They are... Yeah, they're down, but they're not completely out, and it looks like they're about to come back. So let's go ahead and see about destroying those once more. If we can get a solid volley... Oh, we missed again. That's very awkward. Okay. And it looks like they've taken out our medical systems and we have a breach. That is not ideal, but... Oh well, there's not much we can do about it. Let's keep all of our weapons lasered onto their shields. Oh, and that beam did a solid amount of damage to us. Okay. Oh, and our engineer is in a little bit of trouble. Okay, not a very good beginning so far. Oh, but we did destroy him. Okay, fantastic. So, swings and roundabouts. Not the best. Could have been worse. Okay, the ship breaks apart and we salvage some fuel, missiles, and scrap. Oh, the outpost also hails you. The pompous fellows expected free service just because they defeated the Federation. Take this for the help. Thank you. Well, that's 3 fuel and 18 scrap. That's going to go a very long way. I think what we're going to go ahead and do is start investing some of our scrap. So each bar is a hit that we can take. So I think what we'll do is do a little bit of protection here. Even if we don't go for 2 full bars of shields, as it only on the right hand side shows that it's every alternate, it means we can take 1 damage without losing all of our shields, which I think is going to be a nice start. I think we could also go ahead and perhaps go... If we put 2 of these together, that will cost us, what, 45? Maybe pay for a little bit of extra power as well. That wouldn't be a terrible idea, and that would make it a little bit easier for us to dodge. Yeah, you know what? That's what we're going to do. So we'll go ahead and purchase a few little things. That seems fairly good. And I guess we're going to have to go ahead and start fixing things. Alright, so you, my friend, let's go ahead and send you here. Same with you. That shouldn't be too bad. There are no warning signs of fire on the ship, so I think we should be safe for now. But it will take a little bit. Yeah, there we are. Now we've got our security cameras on. We can see that there is no oxygen anymore inside the medical base. So what we'll do is we'll get them both to move over here, and I would be tempted to get him to help. You know what? I think we will. Let's go ahead and send everybody in, and we're also going to tell our ship to go ahead and open the doors on the interior. So hopefully enough oxygen will flow through. Uh-oh. Please don't tell me that I've accidentally killed one of our crew. Get out of there, buddy. Okay. You know what? We're fine. We should be fine. There we go. So we did manage to close that hole in the breach. And once we get that up and fixed, we'll go ahead and make sure that they are all nice and healthy. Maxim seems to be pretty good right now. That's not too bad. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and send them back to their stations now that everyone's healthy. So, let's disable this. Put a little bit of extra power into our engines. There we go. That should give us a nice... Oh, wait a second. Oxygen's back to 100, so that's not terrible. Let's close the doors. I think what we'll do is we'll put that into our weapons. If we can get a full salvo off early, I think that's going to be good for us. Alright, so where do we want to go? I think what we'll do is we'll pop over here. Yeah, that'll show us the most about as many regions as we can see. And still make solid progress. Now, we're only at half health, which isn't fantastic, but it could be worse. Alright, we detect You detect a rebel automated ship nearby. It does not engage and seems to be patrolling around a long-range sensor station. Ooh. Let's attack the ship to get to the sensor station. Not to mention, I think being able to take out a little bit of extra scrap wouldn't be bad either. Now, we do see here that they have an eye here. That kind of goes to show that they have cloaking. Highly annoying. Because all of our weapons cannot charge if they don't have a target in mind, which is very unfortunate. Let's go ahead and make sure that all of our shots fire. Okay, we did take out one weapon, so that's not bad. That should deal with most of our issues. Let's go for the piloting array so they cannot dodge. Botheration. Alright, well, they're playing around with some shenanigans. Let's make sure that they cannot cloak anymore. We'll set all of our weapons to destroy that, and that should make things fairly easy. Again, with no autopilot engaged, they are toast. Alright. We picked up some extra sensor data. Fantastic. So, let's go ahead and see. What have we got? Unvisited possible ship detected. There's a store down there, but we only have 21 scrap. Yeah, I don't think that's exactly in our best interests. Maybe... Oh, and this way is a dead end as well. We can't make our way back around here. But then if that is the case... Oh, we do have a distress beacon up here too. Let's fly over here, go for a fight, see if we can pick up some early scrap. Let's see, and it looks like, again, an advanced Rebel automated ship remains stationed near a small Rebel space station. Sensors indicate it's a storage vessel for military goods. Ooh, yes, absolutely. Let's go ahead and let's poke the bear. I want to definitely be able to get ourselves a nice little bit of weaponry or scraps or whatever have you. So let's take out their weapons. Oh, and there we have it. Okay, we just got hit by a missile. Missiles are a special weapon type that can bypass our shields, and that does certainly hurt our output there. So let's go ahead and target their pilot. That should be fairly good. We'll go ahead and put an extra thing into dodge, just in case. Not that I think it's going to make a huge deal at this case. I think this is basically the end of things. So we'll let him go ahead and continue the repairs, and then we'll go ahead and send him to get healed as well. In fact, you know, you salvage what you can from the ship, from the broken ship, 18 scrap, and we investigate, and we have found that the station is a storage site for military-grade weapons. Find one that can be easily attached to the ship. A breach missile. Fantastic. Okay, so, while these guys repair, we'll go ahead and put a little bit more power back into that. But what we can do is, on our ship, where are we? There we go. We're now carrying some cargo for a breach missile. So the power required for this weapon system is 3, the charge time is 22 seconds, normal damage of 4, and a shield piercing of 5. So because shields can only go to 4, that means it can always make its way through. It does have a chance of starting fires on the targeted ship, and the breach chance is very high, so that means we're very likely to drain all of their oxygen. Not a bad idea, but at this stage, I think potentially saving a little bit of power. We don't have too much invested into our weapon system. I think at this stage it would probably be best to just stick with our lasers, but I'm very sure that we're going to end up wanting those missiles at some point soon in the future. So let's see. We've almost finished up with our missiles there. Let's go ahead and, with our weapon systems. Slowly watching that bar of repair finishing, and then we'll go ahead and pick up a little bit of HP. Oh, and there we go. Alright. Again, the last thing we want to do is go ahead and get ourselves into a fight when we're not at full health. Alright, let's go ahead and jump. Alright, so they're catching up fairly quickly. I think at this rate, let's go ahead and visit one more ship. Yeah, we'll go for the fight, and then we'll probably head to the exit. Although, you know what? Never mind. Maybe we go here. Do 1, 2, 3, 4. That wouldn't be bad. If we can do that in time, that's probably worthwhile. Let's go for the jump and check in on the map and see how much progress they're making. Alright, you inform a nearby station of your flight from the rebels. They offer to outfit your ship with a weapon and wish you well. Ooh, why thank you. Okay, extra scrap and an ion blast. Let's have a look and see what that is. So an ion blast. Okay, so this is an ion weapon which can disable systems without causing hull damage. So the power required is 1, charge seconds of 8, a single shot, and 1 ion damage. You know what? I think that's worth putting into our system at this stage. Let's go ahead and we'll pop that. We'll pop that there, because if that hits the shields, that'll disable a shield, maybe allow some other things to pass through first. The charge time is 8 seconds compared to 10, so that's more likely to allow our other lasers to go through unimpeded, which is kind of a very nice situation for us to be in. So we'll go ahead and get that up and ready. Let's go ahead and I think we can make our way into the nebula. Apparently, it will make the pursuit slower, but will disrupt our senses. Either that or maybe we could bypass and just go to 2. But you know what? I'm feeling like we can risk it for the biscuit. Let's go ahead and scoot over. Alright, what have we got? So, a Mantis ship. You notice Mantis ship, a Mantis attack ship ducking between the clouds of swirling space stuff. It's hunting you. You try to jump, get the jump, and move in to attack. Okay. So, the Mantis ship. That's these guys, but clearly not friendly ones. So it'll be a bit of a interesting situation. Let's go ahead and we'll target our Iron Blast at the shields. And then I think what we'll do is we'll send... Oh, that looks like a missile system now, doesn't it? Yeah, you can see when we change our weapons over that it does... The ship does upgrade with it. So... I think what we'll do is we'll go ahead and throw all of our weapons at their weapons, short of our ion. Make sure that if we can disable them from attacking us, the better for us. So, yeah, let's see if we can get that full volley out. Okay, so, bit of a decent quid pro quo there. So the missile did hit and it did fire off, but we got a full volley, so we were able to stun their shields and then take out all the weapons. So this means we can probably go ahead and we'll double down on the shields. Everything else, I think we're going to go ahead and make sure that that gets knocked out. Just make this as easy as possible. Their crew are probably going to try and repair their weapons, which they are doing. But if we can destroy this fairly quickly, we do not have to worry about much. Again, that Iron Blast, since the shields were gone, still does a temporary damage to the weapons, stunning them for just a little bit longer. Quite a useful weapon. Alright, so the ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material. Missiles, drone parts, as well as scrap. Well, that is very nice. Let's go ahead and... You know what? With 74 scrap, I'm tempted to buy an extra energy bar for a little bit better evasion. It wouldn't be bad. Let's just double check. How much would that get us? So it would take our dodge from 20 to 25. Not terrible. Not terrible at all. Oh, actually, hang on a second. No, we're only at 15 at this second. So it would take it from 15 to 20 if we purchase the extra power. And you know, realistically, it's probably not a bad thing. So let's just go ahead and do that. Try and give ourselves a little bit extra survivability early on. And let's jump to... Yeah, I think we can make a couple more engagements. So let's go ahead and jump across. This should be good. Alright, it's worrying that the rebels have penetrated so deep into uncharted space, even if it's only an unmanned craft. It arms its weapons. You should do the same. Well then, say no more. Alright, so what we see here, this is a fancy little drone that apparently they have access to. So he's going to try and take down our shields fairly frequently. So what I'm thinking we're going to do is, again, we're going to go ahead and target their shields. And then with that disabled, we're going to target their primary weapon. At this stage, I don't think they're going to have advanced enough drones to cause us too much trouble. Yeah, there we are. We are getting that back fairly quickly. But if we can... Yeah, there we are. Take out their weapons, that'll do a fair bit of good. In fact, if you really want to, if you can get them just to be firing their drone and keep their weapons out, you can kind of use it to farm the shields, because as the shields regen, your fellow who is training on the shields does get a little bit of progress. But either way, we're going to go ahead and target the shielding. We're just going to pop everything that we have right there. Just make sure that they don't come back and we can start disabling something else if we so desire. In fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and target their drones, and then everybody else we can aim at their piloting system, take out the bridge, and there we have it. Alright, the ship explodes, leaving behind a substantial collection of useful scrap material. A little bit of fuel, and all of that. Now apparently we have dangers, so yes, sensors will not function. Yes, so as we go through, some things do change around. As you can see here, our sensors do not give us any ability to see where we don't have personnel. A bit of a pain, but in this situation, we're doing all right. So either way, let's get out of here and make it towards the next jump point. Alright, scans show a remote settlement being blockaded by a pirate ship. The ship hastily messages you. Stay out of this or you'll be next. Concentrate fire on... Ooh. Okay, so are they firing on us or are they firing on someone else? Realistically, we haven't lost too much health over these last couple of engagements. I think we're going to go ahead and try and help whoever is being pursued. Let's attack the pirate. You asked for it. They pull away from the planet and move in to engage. Okay, so again, we're going to start with the classics, start with the Iron Blast, and then we're going to send a full barrage towards their weapon system and prevent them from doing things. Actually, maybe this is the teleporting bomb thing. I can't quite remember, but we'll see. Oh, and there we go. Disabled their weapons before they had a chance. Fantastic. Let's follow that up with a little bit more ion damage to their shields. And then let's do a full barrage towards their piloting system. Make sure that they don't have any way of dodging. Alright, there we are. Got the shields. Excellent. That's what we're talking about. Alright, again, we're just going to go ahead and fire another full salvo. Fairly solid. Okay. Alright, we give up. We're terrible at this pirating thing anyway. Okay, so we can let them go, or piracy cannot be forgiven. Let's attack them. Well, you know what? I do kind of want a little bit more scrap than 7, so we're going to proceed nonetheless. Sorry there, but piracy is a, well, it's a capital crime, it seems. Alright, and we got 19 scrap instead. Well worth the effort. Pick through the remains and contact the settlement. With the pirates gone, you signal the station. We appreciate what you've done, but there'll just be another ship looking to profit from our isolation soon enough. Sorry we can't give you more. Free fuel, 7 scrap and 2 missiles. Definitely worth it. Okay, let's jump to the exit. I don't think we've got too much more to go. So let's see. You've arrived at the long-range beacon. Where the FTL drive is charged up, you can jump to the next sector. Okay, you arrive at the next beacon only to be immediately hailed by a small shuttle. Help us, we're being attacked by pirates. Okay, well, you know what? This is working out fairly well for us. Let's go ahead and keep on fighting some pirates. Some extra bonuses probably aren't terrible, so let's aid the civilian ship. Oh, and it is... okay, a decent pirate ship. Power up your weapons and engage. Alright, so let's go ahead. Shields. Let's target that. Let's then go ahead and take out their weapons. I think that's going to be rather necessary. They seem to just have one heavy weapon, so if we can stop that from firing... oh, maybe not. Okay, we seem to have done just enough. Let's go ahead and set this towards... what do we want? Let's go for their engines, make sure they can't dodge. Actually, you know what? No. Let's target their bridge, and then everybody else can make sure that we take out their shielding. Oh, but it looks like their stuff is coming back online. Okay, maybe not the best idea, but we can target their weapons again, and I'm sure that will be sufficient. Alright, let's see if that works. As you can see the charge up on these things. Luckily for us, it looks like our dodge paid off pretty good there. We were able to get out of the way. Go ahead and keep on taking shots. And you know what? We'll even send one more here, just in case they try to repair it. Alright. You can see the doors opening and closing. Clearly their crew is in a little bit of danger. They're clearly quite concerned, but I don't think it's going to be too bad. Let's go ahead and take them out, shoot the bridge, and there they go. Alright, the pirate ship breaks apart. You hasten to contact the civilian ship. The civilian ship wisely made a fast retreat while you distracted the hostile ship. Oh, fair enough. I can't blame them. They had no idea if we were going to win or lose. But you know what? This is probably where we're going to end up leaving this episode today. We'll jump into the next sector in the next one, and we'll see if we can make it just a little bit closer to our friends and family. So if you do want to see more FTL, be sure to hit that subscribe button. It is the best way to catch all future content, and I'll see you next time. So until then, thank you for tuning into the Leviathan Cove. This is the Leviathan, signing out.